the Iowa Senate in our new Senate district, which is District 5. Now, David and I kind of went up against for the same seat, and the establishment won.
Yeah.
But when Dave and I gave our speeches at the convention, we said the same things.
Yep.
We were both talking about the Constitution.
Yeah.
We were both talking about freedom. We were both talking about our rights. And so Dave and his family have become very close friends since then. And I think I kind of talked you into running for the Senate, didn't I? So here we go, David Dow.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. We've only known each other since November, but I feel like we've been friends for years. Anyhow, yeah, on the schedule, it was Sonia Swan was supposed to speak here, so if you're expecting her, that's not. I'm David Dow, so just FYI. So yeah, David Dow, my wife and I have been married for 22 years. We have 5 kids, ages 10 is youngest and 21 is the oldest. At this time, I am a public school math teacher who homeschools his kids.
Yes.
My brother, who's a salesman, he said, "No, wait a minute, Dave. You telling me that you don't even believe in your own product?" Yep. So I don't want to repeat what other people are being said, but there's a couple of things that have been on my mind the last couple of days. First of all, one of the things that came out of COVID, at least for me, was just an eye-opening. It got me digging, it got me looking into information and where things are going and looking at patterns. So although as much of the craziness around it, I know for me it really helped open my eyes to what was going on.
Yep.
I am pro-life, pro-2A, human freedom, education choice, and we need to beat down that human trafficking issue.
Yep.
Those are my main issues there. So I was reading something a couple of days ago on education, and the person on there said when it comes to education choice, it needs a robust debate. No, it doesn't.
No.
We already know the right thing to do, and
Yep.
the people that voted you in know what they expect out of you.
Yep.
So the schools, they're really pushing obedience. Not necessarily education, obedience.
Yep.
So it really tipped me off several years ago when students would come up to me and, "Can I use the bathroom?" In what world am I in charge of your bodily functions, and why do you have to ask permission to do that?
Yeah.
Now, I'm still responsible for where the kid is, and I don't mind them saying, "Hey, I gotta go." But the other thing that I think really pushed recently is the whole mask thing. I think most of us know it was a crock, it was a joke, there was no scientific backup for it or medical backup for it.
Yep.
It was all about obedience.
Yep.
And that's what they're really pushing in the schools. Above education is obedience. You need to be obedient to the authority figures.
Yep.
So they do that with the words that they make students use for this person or that person. Throughout I've been teaching for over 20 years. Middle school, high school, even a couple of years at the college level. I've taught at 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A schools. I've been all over the place. My favorite students by far have been suspended more than once. They're the ones that I would go out and have a beer with after they turn 21. They're the ones that I message back and forth on Facebook and that type of stuff.
Yep.
But they were the ones that they didn't like
against.
just because the authority says so. They think for themselves.
Yep.
And those were always my favorite students.
Yep.
They're promoting socialism out there. We need to get that out of the schools. We need to promote the America First. We need an educated electorate is what we need.
Come on.
We wouldn't even need the conversation about term limits if we knew who we were voting for and what we were voting for.
Come on.
There would be no reason for term limits, that discussion at all, because the term limits would be when you stop doing what I elected you to do. I gotta hurry up, don't I?
Yep.
Okay, switching over to the other side. Emergency powers. This one was said it needs to be a rigorous debate. And I'm like, really? A rigorous debate? We need to debate whether or not an individual in Des Moines has the right to tell us whether or not we can use our God-given natural rights.
Yep.
How
Come
did that
on.
person get the authority to do that?
Come on.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm gonna leave with one story. It's quick though. It reminds me of Tombstone. Everybody seen Tombstone?
Yes.
Wyatt Earp.
Yes.
After the gunfight at the OK Corral, the dude comes up, Behan was his name, he says, arrest these men. And Wyatt Earp looks straight at him and says, Behan, I don't think I'm gonna let you arrest us today. And that's the
Yes.
type of backbone we need to be showing. We need to know our rights, and we need to stand on our rights, and we need to address those rights. June 7th, we need to make sure and show up for the primary and vote out the rhinos and the
Constitutional Republic.
legislators that are in for corporate interests and
Yep.
not individual rights.
Yep.
Thank you.